Anybody threaten you or coerce you in any way?
Kind of.
Okay, what do you mean, kinda?
I don't want to go to jail again, Your Honor.
Okay, but did somebody threaten you to plead?
Yeah, with jail time, Your Honor.
Okay, but who did that?
Well, technically, you, Your Honor.
So here's what I'll do. I'll pass it. Go talk to Amy.
This defendant and Judge Simpson faced off live in the courtroom, and what started as a calm, routine hearing quickly took an unexpected turn. At first, everything seemed to be moving along without any issues, which doesn't happen very often in cases like this. But then the defendant suddenly spoke up and accused Judge Simpson of threatening him during a previous court appearance. The reality is, a judge explaining what could happen if someone ignores the law or court orders is not a threat at all. That's simply how the justice system works, and it's part of a judge's responsibility to be clear about consequences. Still, the defendant tried to turn it into something it wasn't, hoping to shift the situation in his favor. What happens next is something no one in the courtroom expected. The tension rises fast, the judge loses patience with the games being played, and the case takes a dramatic turn by the end. Let's jump in and see how Judge Simpson firmly shuts this down and brings the courtroom back under control.
Mr. Hampton has entered into an agreement with the people, and I'd like to enter that into the record. Your Honor, is it possible to enter into both today, to address both cases today on the record?
That file is not in the courtroom.
Oh, okay, got it.
But I do believe they'll be potentially faster.
Oh, sorry.
But I don't believe it's.
What? Okay.
Talking about bond.
All right, we'll just address this case today.
He's going to enter a plea in another case that's set for prelim.
Yes, yeah. So case 24F55262, just because of the timing with the mental health treatment court evaluation, that one was set for preliminary examination before the evaluation was complete. And that is currently set for exam.
So over there is Ann, right?
Yes.
You know Ann?
Yes.
Okay. So if you had this, that may work out where we could get rid of 2 cases and he could plead. I may or may not do it, but usually just go over and ask Ann. Because you asked me on the record, I'll probably say no, because I don't do the filing, so I don't know where it is.
Understood. Yes. So I will.
So would you like to do that today?
I would like to.
So here's what I'll do. I'll pass it. Go talk to Ann.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, sorry. Ashley Bashir on behalf of Mr. Hampton. And in addition to addressing the case directly, we would like to address bond and request that a condition, specifically the home confinement tether, be reconsidered.
Okay, I'll get to that maybe at some point.
So thank you. Yeah.
Right now, I'm trying to get these pleas done.
Thank you.
So my understanding is he's going to plead to count in case ending in 1596. He's going to plead to count 2.
Yes.
Correct? With count 1 being dismissed. That's going to be a guilty plea. Correct, counsel?
Yes.
All right. Then on the other matter, I have a plea form that indicates that the defendant will be pleading guilty to an added count 2 of attempted resisting and obstructing the 1-year offense. Upon a successful plea to that charge, count 1 of resisting and obstructing would be dismissed. And there is an agreement that the defendant is to go to mental health court. That's the court's full understanding of the agreement.
That's right, Your Honor.
May I have the defendant's sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
State your name.
Brandon Hampton.
All right.
And man, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor offenses. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. The first one, in the case ending in 1596, is the charge of aggravated assault. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and a $1,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Mhm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You also understand in that case that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Barr in the 14A2 District Court. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And understanding that on that case, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right. On the other case, it says court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration or $1,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You understand also that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Balbo in the 15th District Court. You understand that?
Why are the judges different, Your Honor?
Why are the judges different? Because these allegedly occurred in two separate places. The case that we're just talking about with Judge Balbo, the offense took place in the city of Ann Arbor. And the other case happened in maybe the city of Ypsilanti in Ypsi City, it looks like. I'm sorry, Ann Arbor Township. Okay. So they occurred in two separate jurisdictions. Okay. That's why you have two separate judges. But what's going to happen, I think this is probably really the crux of your question. You're going to go to mental health court on these, right?
Yeah.
So Judge Valvo is actually in charge of mental health court. So when that case goes over to her, that will be where it is. You'll have to go before Judge Barr. Judge Barr will do the initial part of the sentencing and then place you on probation to be supervised by the mental health court. Follow that? So it's just a little bit of a process. Both cases, it's anticipated, are going to end up in the same spot.
Okay.
Okay. You got that? Any other questions on that?
I guess it's not like possible for the other case just to go to Valvo as well.
It will get there. It just can't go directly that way.
Okay.
Okay.
For sure.
Anything else? Trust me, we do this all the time. It'll get there. So it'll catch right up to it. Okay. All right. Any other questions you have?
Just the one about bond, but
yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. All right. So understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty to these charges?
yeah.
Okay. So to the charge of aggravated assault, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yeah.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form, correct?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions regarding any of those rights?
No.
All right. You see a copy on the podium. Look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
Yes.
Okay. Were you on probation at the time of these offenses?
No.
All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to these charges?
No.
All right. Anybody threaten you or coerce you in any way?
Kind of.
Okay, what do you mean, kinda?
I don't want to go to jail again, Your Honor.
Okay, but did somebody threaten you to plead?
Yeah, with jail time, Your Honor.
Okay, but who did that?
Well, technically, you, Your Honor.
He had been handling himself fairly well up to this point, but then he made a comment that completely derailed everything. When he suggested that people weren't wrong for saying he needed help, it left everyone wondering what kind of reasoning he was using. It was hard to tell whether he was trying to be sarcastic toward Judge Simpson or if he genuinely believed the judge was threatening him with jail time. The problem is, judges explaining possible jail time isn't a threat at all. That's simply how the legal system operates. If someone ignores court rules or fails to follow orders, consequences follow, and judges are required to be upfront about that. There's nothing personal about it. It's part of the process. What made this even more serious is how his comments may have hurt his own case. By claiming he was being threatened, he shifted the focus away from accountability and started presenting himself as a victim. That kind of attitude can make plea discussions much harder, especially since he had already admitted guilt earlier. Trying to reverse course at this stage only raises more questions, so now it leaves everyone wondering. Was he just speaking without thinking? Or does he truly believe what he was saying? Either way, the moment changed the entire tone of the hearing. Let's jump back in and see how Judge Simpson responds to all of this.
Oh,
Mr. Hampton, so,
tell you what. Why don't we pass the matter? Maybe you can talk to him and we'll give this another shot today if we're comfortable with it. Otherwise, the court may not be comfortable with it, and we might just blow all of this up and it'll just have to happen another way.
thank you.
But I'll give you a chance to talk.
Judge Simpson handled that moment with impressive patience. He explained everything calmly and clearly, almost as if he were breaking it down step by step to make sure there was no confusion at all. Instead of reacting emotionally, he chose to slow things down and spell out exactly how the law works and what is expected in situations like this. Now, let's move on to the next part of the hearing and see what happens next. At this point, the defendant has two clear paths in front of him. He can finally take a moment to understand the seriousness of the situation and recognize how the legal process really works, or he can continue pushing the same arguments and make things even more difficult for himself than if he chooses the second option. This could quickly turn into a real-life example of what not to do in a courtroom. Every word matters, and doubling down now could come with serious consequences. So what do you think? Will he finally wise up, or is he about to dig himself even deeper? Let's jump back in and find out.
We're back on the record in the case of the People versus Hampton. We're in the middle of taking a plea. And so I stated the terms on the record. And Mr. Hampton, I'm going to ask you a couple questions again.
Okay.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to these charges?
No.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you in any way to get you to plead?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily,
Yes.
of your own free will,
Yes.
and because you believe that you're guilty of these offenses?
Yes.
All right. We'll start with case 1596. Paperwork. So, okay, Mr. Hampton, on the date of August 29, 2024, at Washtenaw Community College in Ann Arbor Township, Washtenaw County, state of Michigan, do you recall what happened on that date regarding a Vladimir, is it Parahorov?
I don't know, Your Honor.
All right. Did you get into a fight with somebody?
Oh, I know what happened. I don't know what his name is. It sounded like.
Okay. Why don't you tell me what happened then?
Oh, I was trying to take a shower, Your Honor.
Okay. And then what occurred?
When I was in the locker room, he had pushed me up against the wall, hit me in my head, and threw me on the ground. And then broke in my property.
Okay, but before that, did you do anything before that?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't until there were 4 people on top of me and I was fearing for my life that I bit him, Your Honor.
Okay. So here's what I'll do.
This is the exact moment where everything starts to fall apart for him. You can almost pinpoint the second his chances begin to slip away. Up until now, this situation could have ended with a relatively light outcome, maybe a short sentence or even just a fine. That door was still open, and the judge had shown plenty of patience along the way. But instead of stepping back and letting the process work, he kept talking. By doing that, he shifted the tone of the hearing entirely. Judges take their time seriously, and they expect respect for the court. When it feels like someone is arguing just to argue or refusing to accept responsibility, that patience can run out very quickly. What makes this moment especially confusing is that he had already agreed to the plea. Accepting responsibility and then immediately trying to distance yourself from it sends mixed signals and raises red flags. Situations like this are exactly how a minor consequence can turn into something much more serious. So what do you think? Is this the point where he sealed his own outcome? Or is there still a chance to recover if he changes course fast? Right now, it's not looking good. Let's jump back in and see how Judge Simpson responds next.
Counsel, because I can see the way that this plea's going, it's not going to work. So if you guys want to change, I'm not suggesting you guys want to change things to a no contest. If you want to do whatever, what I will do is I'm back up at 1. I'll call it back up at 1. I think everybody's still going to be here. So, and give you a chance to talk with him, decide whether or not you want to do no contest, please. Explain what a no contest, go through all of that with him, and then see if we can get this done.
Thank you very, very much, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is a prime example for me of no good deed goes unpunished. All right, so we'll call it back up at that point. Quarter past these matters again. All right.
We actually, based on the most recent conversation with my client, I will actually seek to adjourn this case for to further advise my client on the offer.
All right.
For the shortest adjournment possible.
February 13th. Both matters.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Canceling with
Both matters? I don't have to come on. Well, that's true. What are we doing with, well, when is the exam set?
Tuesday, the 28th.
Yes, so apologies. We can see, I'd be happy if I'll stick to adjourn that, the exam or for the other case.
Well, you're gonna need a step on the exam.
Yes.
Because I only took it because there was gonna be a plea. When do you want the other one adjourned to?
When is the soonest?
I'll set this, I'll adjourn the
After the
1596. I'll adjourn 1596 to February 6th. The other one is stay on track for a preliminary examination. I understand that people are not going to have the witnesses available, or you need a stipulation to adjourn that out.
It's honestly hard to understand why he agreed to the plea if he clearly didn't want it in the first place. He was offered a much easier way out, and instead of accepting it and moving forward, he essentially threw that opportunity away. Now, rather than facing a lighter outcome, he's potentially looking at several additional months of jail time, all because he couldn't stop himself from pushing back in court. Even if he wasn't directly arguing, his responses came across as dismissive and overly confident, which never helps in a courtroom setting. It's clear that something deeper may be going on, but he also had legal counsel guiding him. Someone explained the process and advised him on the best path forward, yet he chose to do the exact opposite. That's what makes the situation so frustrating to watch. That on the other hand, Judge Simpson deserves credit here. He handled this case with far more patience than many judges would have. Instead of reacting harshly, he took the time to explain the situation in plain terms and gave the defendant multiple chances to regroup and understand what was happening. Most judges might have ended the discussion much sooner, but Judge Simpson clearly tried to help die in the end, though. There's only so much a judge can do. When someone refuses to listen or accept responsibility, the outcome becomes unavoidable. The court can explain the rules and offer opportunities, but it can't force someone to make better choices. At some point, the consequences speak for themselves, and that's exactly what we saw here. With that said, I'm going to wrap this one up. Let me know what you thought about this hearing. Do you think Judge Simpson was fair, or would you have handled it differently? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. I post new cases every day, so stay tuned for more courtroom moments just like this one. Thank you all for watching, and for the continued support. I'll see you in the next video.